Okay, so the second section of Come Follow Me for Alma's 5 through 7 has to do with a personal witness of Jesus Christ, a testimony of Jesus Christ. And our example is Alma the Younger and his conversion. And so we wanted to talk about that a little bit here today as we were out.
Not in our normal setting. We are up in Bear Lake at a family reunion.
Yeah, and so
took a walk to get a little quiet.
We were talking about our testimonies and just thought we would kind of do this quick video and talking about things. And so one interesting thought that we had was when we focus on Alma the Younger, we often focus on his awakening, his experience where an angel comes to him that was prayed by his father, and he goes into this, what is it, like a almost
Sleep,
like a
slumber type.
Yeah. And he has this experience, and we often say, oh man, I wish I had the Alma the Younger experience, and life would be easy if I had that type of thing. And as we were talking about that, events led to that. He heard his prophet father. He was
taught his whole life.
Yeah.
Growing up these things.
And so when he was a sinner, one of the vilest of sinners, as we learn in the Book of Mormon, but I still think those teachings were impacting him even as he was choosing sin. And we were just talking, that was part of his conversion, was actually walking the path of wickedness. And then he had this experience, this like wake up experience, this powerful experience. And it's easy to focus on that, but like
his experience.
Yeah,
like
as his experience.
His conversion.
But as we were talking, his conversion came from what he did from that point forward, what he did after having that experience. And so that was kind of our focus. He learned about the Savior. We learn about that in Alma 5, and he shares some of his testimony and shares the introduction of the Savior. Come unto me. Come unto me, come unto me. You see that phrase 3 times in this chapter. A testimony of Jesus Christ is personal.
It is very personal, and I love that it's what you were saying about it coming. I mean, everything that happened in his life led up to that. So everything within our own lives, even at the times when we're not strong or we are rebelling, like really rebelling against the gospel or whatever we're doing, it's still part of us being converted. It just depends on what we do with that knowledge, with that wisdom that comes with that experience, what we do with it. And sometimes it might take an angel, to make that happen, but sometimes it might just be a specific lesson or something a friend says, or something. It could be something very minor or up to major, but once you have that prick of your heart, it's what you, like you say, it's what you do with that, where you take that. So.
There's a famous Bible verse, all things, not just good things, all things work for good for those that love God. And the good news, and also the maybe not received so well by many, of the Savior Jesus Christ is it needs to be personal. A conversion into accepting Christ, to following Christ, it has to be personal. There's nothing, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, your ministering brother or sister, there's nothing they can do to give you a testimony. It has to be accepted. You have to come and follow Christ. You have to partake of his living waters. You have to feast on his living bread. And that's the testimony that Alma bears, and it's awesome reading it, but reading it is only a part of conversion. Knowing that Jesus Christ is the Savior of the world, knowing that he's full of mercy and grace as truth, is wonderful from a knowledge perspective, but until you make the decision to walk with him, to live as he lived, and to change, to accept him, conversion won't come to pass.
But I do love the idea that he was taught his whole life, because I know so many people that have family members or friends that have fallen away from the gospel or that don't believe things, you know, and it's frustrating and they feel like there's nothing that they can do. But I know his father probably felt that way a lot, you know. Alma Senior probably felt like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't he understanding? Why isn't he believing? But his words, once that experience, whatever that experience was for, well, it was an angel thing for him, but whatever that is for somebody in your life that might not be believing right now, all of the words, all of the things that you have done up to that point could really make an impact and could be what helps them be converted, if that makes sense. So don't feel like there's nothing you can do, because it is a personal decision for everybody, but you can plant seeds. You can do your best to just put those little, like you say, plant those little seeds so that when the time comes, those can grow and bloom.
And just conversion isn't just like, okay, I'm done.
Yes.
Got my conversion, I'm ready to go, because conversion is a continual thing. We learned that in the last video, in the last section, because there's that one question that Laura and I talked about, can ye feel so now? And so Jesus Christ, his intention was never to just do something and be done. His was a lifelong and an eternal pursuit. And so I think that the question that I'm kind of wanting to ask out of everyone and ourselves is, what are you doing today to be converted to Jesus Christ? What are you doing in your life today to receive a testimony of Jesus Christ? Look at how beautiful it is out here.